Christine for the win. Except that there's no picture.
Go to the settings and see if we can turn. Make sure the camera's on.
How? Where?
All right, students, we need 8 students to come to the front row. So you'll be closer to your awards.
Over here. That's what we're sharing. We don't want to share anything on the screen, right? I was just thinking in the computer we need to make sure that we
need Christine to figure out. I can't figure out why there's not a
This is a Windows device.
We're live.
We're live. We just can't have to see a picture. Yeah. Where's Christine at?
It's not device systems.
Okay.
Just turn this camera
I just asked Lois to go find Christine.
Do you see anything that's talks about camera here? Can you type in camera?
It's got the green camera on there. I mean, the green light.
Yeah.
Choose which apps. Desktop, web viewer.
Yeah, let's just turn everything on.
Kelly wanted me to tell you she can see you and hear you.
She can see me and hear me? Well,
She
okay.
said out there, I see them, I can hear them, she's on camera.
Okay, then
Awesome, thank you.
that's great. I think we're good. I think that. Hey, maybe I'll just. I think. Oh no, we're okay. Yep.
Should we have this plugged in?
This is what we got.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so are we using this?
Yeah.
Let's plug it in so it doesn't die.
Good evening. Welcome to the Metropolitan Science and Engineering Fair Awards Ceremony. My name is Dan Sitzman, president of MSEF. This fair was started in 1980 by David Dow, who was a science teacher at Creighton Prep. In 1983, it became MSEF and began to serve as a regional qualifier for the Nebraska Junior Academy of Sciences state competition. This year, we had over 100 volunteers from universities, schools, businesses, industry, science enthusiasts, and organizations who judged your students' projects, worked behind the scenes, and then otherwise supported the event. Today, we're celebrating the students who began their research sometimes a few months ago, some as long ago as last summer, and then they presented it last Friday. Each student tonight will receive at least one award. But today is not about saying that one person's research is better than any other person's research, or that one type of research is more important or relevant than another. The most important thing is that each of us, no matter our age or gender, continues to be curious, to pose questions about what we notice, and to communicate our findings, no matter if the evidence supports or does not support what we expect to happen. So as we get started tonight, I want to introduce a couple people. If you are a board member or helping on the planning team, you can just raise your hand. We want to give everybody a round of applause for you. And now it is about the young people that did the research. All of the applause from here on out will go to them. And to demonstrate the power that young people hold, we will hear a brief message from one of your peers. Please welcome Millard North High School junior Janae Harris.
I want to thank Dan Stitzman, the president of the MSEF, for inviting me this evening to say some few opening words. My name is Janae Harris, and I am a junior at Millard North High School, and beyond my enrollments in the STEM Career Academy, I'm the women's lacrosse team president, a tutor at Peter Hewitt Middle School, Miss Lincoln's Team 2024, and a dyslexia advocate. I recently participated in a trial program with Dyslexico, a software developer for dyslexia AI programs. Dyslexico is partnered with the Ricks School of Computer Science and Management at the University of Lincoln. This technology is game-changing. It utilizes the fonts of dyslexia text, talk-to-text grammar tools assist from context errors. Most programs over time learn bad behaviors and cannot distinguish how many people with dyslexia may text and talk. Spelling words, it takes way too long for them to create programs for them to really be able to change the way that they adapt to each person. This program really helps to create the better spelling and grammar of each student. I was able to testify in front of the Education Committee in proponent of LB 1253, a grant for research of how AI can improve education for kids like me. I only recently have been participating in STEM programs at a formal level, but at a very young age, I always knew that it was really clear that I loved STEM. I had a strong curiosity for the way things worked in the world around me. I loved Sid the Science Kid. He taught me how to think, talk, and work like a scientist. And it really brought out the natural curiosity I had. The science around me really helped me realize the person I was inside. I am considering going into the environmental sciences as a career. Science is the basis of life. Scientific curiosity starts when you're young, learning the spatial skills by learning Legos, mechanics of the bike chain, or even a one-chip challenge and how it reacts to your body. I congratulate all of you for taking the curiosity in the STEM disciplines to continue to make discoveries as you grow, by recognizing improvements that can be made in the world and developing things that can make the lives of others better. You've worked through the process of becoming a scientist. I commend you greatly. To all of the women and the girls in the room, you are a non-traditional person in the fields of engineering, electricians, mathematicians, and scientists. You inspire me and empower others to keep taking risks. Every failure is in the right direction of success. The world we live in is beautiful and full of wonder, just like all of you today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Janae. Aligning with the mission of MSEF to encourage student research in science, engineering, technology, and mathematical concepts, MSEF is honored to partner with tonight's host, Lauritzen Gardens, and our Fair Day host at Omaha's Henry Gurley Zoo and Aquarium. Besides being highly regarded tourist attractions, both do great work behind the scenes with researchers who make a difference not only with the plants and animals that we see when we visit those places, but also on the conservation of species in the wild. Tonight, we will hear from one of these outstanding and innovative researchers who live among us here in Omaha. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Jason Herrick, Vice President of Conservation and Animal Health at Omaha's Henry Gurley Zoo and Aquarium.
Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here tonight with a bunch of young scientists. When I meet people and tell them I work at the zoo, the first thing that people tend to ask is, how did you get that job? And what do you do while you're there? And so when I was thinking about what I wanted to speak to you guys tonight about, that's what I'm going to cover. I apologize. I packed a lot of pictures into my slides so you'd have something to look at when you got sick of listening to me. But with this small screen, it's going to make those pictures even a little bit smaller. So please bear with me of that. was working a minute ago. Oh, there we
You
go.
got it to work. Okay.
Maybe it's just thinking about it. So my interest in zoos started when I was really little. I was fortunate that my grandparents lived in Cincinnati, which has a great zoo, and that kind of became my home zoo, even though I was from Michigan. So this is me at the Cincinnati Zoo when I was about 2 or 3 with my aunt and my grandma. And one of the things that made this a lucky trip for me was that Cincinnati was one of the few zoos in the country, along with Omaha, who really started a reproductive biology research program. And so they did a lot of work with bongo and eland, these 2 species of antelope here. And when I was about 10 years old, they did this really cool experiment where they took embryos out of the bongo, which is a more endangered antelope, and put those embryos into an eland. And the eland gave birth to a bongo calf. And so before I really even knew what an embryo was, let alone where it comes from, I got interested in the role that some of this science could play in species conservation. And so a lot of my career was trying to figure out how exactly to get there. Like I mentioned, I am from Michigan originally. I wanted to I thought I wanted to work at a zoo. So I went into zoology, right? That's a pretty easy fix, or an easy match, even though it was a little bit different than I thought of. Of my time at Michigan State, one of the most valuable opportunities, maybe, there, was actually doing an internship. So those hands-on experiences, internships, very similar to what some of you did for your project, is a really valuable opportunity to get kind of hands-on experience. So I got to work at the Cincinnati Zoo, which is my home zoo, which was great going back there. And I got to work with some of those species, the eland and the bongo, that really got me interested in all of this. I also got to work on the other side of the food chain. So this was the first time I got to work with, I got to work with some of the cat species. So Cincinnati had one of the largest collections of cats of all the zoos in the US at that time. So not only the big cats like the cheetah, which everybody knows, but they had some really unusual species like the rusty spotted cat here, which is the smallest species of cat in the world. The adults are only about 3 pounds. And so this is where the cats really clicked with me. So I knew I wanted to work in a zoo. I needed to work with cats. And so my direction was starting to form a little bit. I knew I wanted to go to graduate school. When you're interested in animals and you're an undergrad, people just think that a veterinarian is the only career that's out there. That's not true. I'll elaborate that as I go further. So I wanted to go to graduate school. I found a program at Ohio State where they were actually working with red howler monkeys. I've actually never seen a red howler monkey in real life, even though it was a species I did my master's on. So when I got started on this project, they had already had all the samples in the freezer. So it was all about analyzing those samples. I may have gotten lucky in that respect because these samples were actually collected from wild red howler monkeys. And so they all sleep in a tree in the morning, and they pick one branch that's everybody's bathroom. And so they take turns going out on that branch in the morning to take their morning pee. They had volunteers standing underneath these monkeys with Tupperware, hoping to catch it in the container to get my samples. And so I may have, like I said, have gotten a little bit lucky that those samples were in the freezer before I got there. But my master's was on red howler monkey and endocrinology. And so for my PhD, between my master's and my PhD, I had another great opportunity to go back to Cincinnati and do another internship, this time in their research facility. And so I worked with Dr. Bill Swanson, who's pictured here, and got to do my first rounds of in vitro fertilization, about putting sperm and eggs together in a petri dish to make embryos. So this top picture, which most of you probably can't see, are my very first domestic cat embryos that I ever made in an incubator. And that really clinched it for me that was the rest of my career. I did get to do another small project with 3-banded armadillo that's shown here at the bottom, but just doing that internship, it just, again, started to kind of continue to focus where I wanted to go. There aren't too many places to do graduate work with wildlife species. I really got lucky with that master's project. So for my PhD, I actually worked with domestic pigs and goats and did a lot of that in vitro fertilization work. So a lot of work with eggs, sperm, and embryos. And it turns out a lot of those procedures that it's the same procedure. If you're doing it in a mouse, a cow, a sheep, a goat, it translates really easy to a lot of the endangered species, especially those close relatives. So if we ever want to do anything with warthogs, the domestic pig is where we're looking. For a lot of the small antelope, it's the domestic goat. So all that experience was just as valuable, even though it wasn't directly in the species that I was interested in. So after my PhD, I did what in graduate school is called a postdoctoral fellowship for a medical doctor, a veterinarian. It's a residency. It's very similar. So it's a couple-year training program where I made yet another trip to the Cincinnati Zoo to work with Dr. Swanson on two small cat species, the black-footed cat and the sand cat. I also did a lot of work with domestic cats. So again, this is that model species that we can do a lot of work with the domestic cat, which will tell us how things work in some of these other cat species. The other really great opportunity I had here was to go to South Africa to work with these black-footed cats in the wild. So I worked with a team there that was trapping these cats to put radio collars on them, to follow them around, to look at their behavior, their ecology, what are they eating, how big is their range size, all these questions. And when they caught a male, I could collect sperm from them and use it in some of these in vitro fertilization procedures that we were developing in Cincinnati. A way to link those cats in the wild with the cats that we have back in the zoo. So this was our first male cat that we trapped. We're closing in on that being almost 20 years ago. But it's really been an amazing project. We formed the Black-Footed Cat Working Group, which is the only group in the world that works with this species in the wild. And that group has recently expanded their work into Namibia. If you Google the world's deadliest cat, this is what's going to pop up. It's going to be a black-footed cat. And this is footage that the BBC got from one of our cats in South Africa that was radio collared. They're called the world's deadliest cat, not because they take out very many humans, but because they have a very high success rate. When they hunt with mice and birds, they kill about 60 or 70% of the prey they go after. Most of the big cats only get about 20 or 30%. So these guys are little hunting machines, and I'd recommend you check out that video. So when I completed my postdoc at Cincinnati, one of the really difficult things about zoos is finding that permanent job. There's only 240 zoos in the U.S. that are accredited, and of those, only about 10 of them have scientists who are actually on staff. So there's not a lot of jobs out there. So my first job out of my postdoc was at the University of Illinois. I was a faculty member in the vet school. I continued to do a lot of work with the domestic cat and started some work with snow leopards that I could do at a university because of my experience at Cincinnati. And then a few years after that, I actually worked at a human fertility clinic, the Colorado Center for Reproductive Medicine, just outside of Denver. They were a big enough fertility clinic that they had an R&D department. So we did a lot of work with mouse embryos and cow embryos to figure out how to help human couples with fertility problems. So I wasn't working in a zoo, but I was getting all this experience with all these different species. So mice, cows, pigs, goats, just showing all the diversity that occurs in the development, even at those early stages. And then I was lucky enough, it was about 8 years ago now, that the job here in Omaha opened up. So when I first came here, I was the director of reproductive sciences. I was able to continue with some of my black-footed cat work, and also moved up to some of the bigger cats, specifically tigers. So I don't know if you can see that picture very well, but black-footed cats, the adults are only about 4 pounds. They're about this big. And the one picture is their paw next to my thumb, and they're about the same size. Tigers are 400 pounds, so 100 times bigger. And that other picture is me trying to hold a paw in one hand. That's how different they are. But despite their size, they're all cats. And all of their biology is really similar. All of that domestic cat work is really a big part, whether we're looking at the black-footed cat or the tiger. And then a couple years ago, I moved into my current position of VP of Conservation and Science, where I got to zoom out and look at things other than just reproduction, and really had the privilege of working with a huge group of scientists at the zoo that do a lot of other things. So this is our building. This is the Center for Conservation and Research at the zoo, right across the pathway from the dome. Most of you probably walk right by it without knowing what happens there. There's actually 38 people based in that building, or the departments in that building. 50 of them are either veterinarians or PhD scientists. It holds 5 different departments: the Animal Health Department, which is our veterinarians; nutrition; behavioral husbandry and welfare; and then our 2 more research-heavy departments: reproductive sciences and conservation genetics. Our veterinarians have the easy job of keeping all of our animals healthy. And so to put that into a little bit of perspective, we have just under 35,000 animals at the zoo. That represents a little over 1,000 species. So if you throw out all of the invertebrates and the fish, which you shouldn't do, but we're still left with about 6,500 animals of about 450 species. So we have 6 veterinarians. So that's over a little over 1,000 animals per vet, or about 70 species per vet. So that is how broad their knowledge base is. They could be looking at a tarantula in the morning, a penguin just before lunch, an elephant in the afternoon, a snake before they go home, and having to know everything about them. So it is really pretty amazing. So this is our veterinary team, 6 veterinarians. 4 of them are board certified in zoo medicine. So in addition to their 4 years of vet school, they did another 3 years of specializing in zoo medicine there. There is no vet school that teaches a class on elephant medicine. All of those types of things are learned hands-on working in zoos. They have a great support team of our veterinary technicians, our hospital administrator, our hospital keeper, who has to do really horrible jobs like taking care of baby snow leopards and things like that. That all contribute to keeping those animals healthy. Our nutrition department is another really big one, led by Dr. Kayla Iskey. All those animals got to eat, right? And so that is what falls to nutrition. We have a large central commissary. So all of the groceries come into that, and then they're distributed to all of the different animal areas. Just to give you a little bit of perspective on the volume that goes through there, just our bats at the zoo eat over 600 pounds of produce per day. Just the bats. That's what's going through that commissary on a daily basis, spread out to all the different animals. So a huge team of not only technicians there, but also volunteers who do a lot of hard work with all the different food items for all the different species that we have. We also have our browse team. So browse is small branches and leaves that some of the species eat. They love to pick the leaves off those branches. They work with the Parks Department, the power company. If they're cutting trees from around power lines, we can bring those branches in and feed them to the animals at our zoo. When we've had a couple big windstorms, we've actually gone places and pulled all of those branches out of people's front yards to feed them out to the zoo as well. Their summer goal, this is a little old, but they usually try to collect over 300 tons of browse per season. So that's between kind of April and September to keep the animals happy throughout the winter. Then we have our nutrition lab, and so they, in addition to do research, they do a lot of quality control analysis. So our foods do have those little labels similar to what you get on the back of your labels at the grocery store. They're not quite as accurate. And so there are certain things where we have to analyze every batch. So we get in big pallets of fish for our sea lions. The nutrition lab looks exactly how much protein, exactly how much fat, exactly how many calories are in there. So they know for that batch how many fish each sea lion should get, so we can keep their food intake steady. And so they do that for a lot of the other animals. For a lot of the other animals, we can't give them their natural diets. We can't feed our lion zebras, right? So we feed them beef, and we think that's a pretty good match, but we don't know all the things that the zebra meat may have that the beef doesn't. And so there's a lot of research going into that. And then there's things like vampire bats that we have to feed blood, and lemurs that feed on produce that we don't even have in zoos. And so there's a lot that goes into feeding all of those animals. Behavioral husbandry and welfare is one of our smallest departments, but also probably one of our most important. It's in the middle of growth. We have Kate Victor here, who is our director. Part of our accreditation is analyzing the welfare of every animal that we have at the zoo. So all, again, 35,000, making sure that we're doing absolutely everything we can to give them the best life possible. And so that in itself is a job. But we're also do a lot of training, and Kate runs a lot of that program. And so it's not necessarily training the animals, but it's training the keepers on how to train the animals. And so historically, if you wanted a blood sample from a lion, that animal had to be completely knocked out under anesthesia before you could go anywhere near it. And that is true for a lot of the animals. Now we're starting to train the animals to participate in a lot more of their own veterinary care. So here up in the top corner, it's hard to see, this is one of our elephants who's trained to flop their ear out of the cage so they can get blood from her, which is how we were able to predict pregnancy and delivery for all of our calves that we have. Our tigers are trained for injections, and it's not just the mammals. The one in the bottom left, I need a better picture because that's one of the coolest. That's one of our sharks that's trained to come up and get ultrasounded. So it's amazing how many different species that you can train for this and how much it changes our veterinary medicine. Again, instead of grabbing them, sedating them, they're voluntarily participating in a lot of these programs. Our next department is the Department of Reproductive Sciences. So this was, again, where I started when I got the zoo. When I moved up, they were able to bring in Dr. Monica Stoops, who is now the director. We have one scientist, Dr. Jesse Batusik, and two technicians, Jonathan and Lenny. They do a lot of work within the collection. So we have our blood hormone analysis. Again, that's how we were able to diagnose pregnancy in our elephants. That's how we were able to predict when they were about to give birth. We were doing a study where we're ultrasounding our sloth. We've got a project where we can draw blood from our alligators or crocodiles, again, that are trained for it. We can also do a lot of hormone analysis. We're one of the few zoos in the country that can do some of this. So we can bring samples in from other zoos to help them out. There's a picture here where we diagnosed pregnancy in a musk ox at a zoo in Tacoma, Washington. So helping zoos all over the country. Dr. Monica Stoops, one of her specialties is rhinos. She's doing a lot of work with artificial insemination of rhinos. And so she does a lot of sperm collection with these species. The sex of the offspring is actually controlled by the sperm. So they can actually sort the sperm. So they can separate it into Y-bearing sperm, which will make a male fetus, and X-bearing sperm that will make a female fetus. And so we can control what the sex of the offspring is when we do artificial insemination. And so this is something that Monica has pioneered with the group at SeaWorld. That we're continuing our work with tigers, doing a lot of collections with that species as well as trying to develop artificial insemination. Then our last department is our conservation genetics department, led by Dr. Ed Lewis and his team. They focus almost exclusively on conservation in Madagascar. They are a genetics department, and that is where they really started a lot of this work. They've described 24 species of lemur. There's only about 110 known of them to science, and 24 of them were described here, so about 20% of all known lemur species. Lemurs are only found on Madagascar, and the habitat there is under a lot of threat. So pretty much as these species are discovered, they're on the endangered species list. And so this was the impetus for the conservation genetics team to start thinking beyond just genetics. If we're discovering all these species, we now need to contribute to their conservation. So I had another slide in there. They've done a lot of work with behavioral ecology, putting radio collars on these cats and following them around to see what their home range is, what they're eating, what habitat they use. They've also been doing a lot of work with ecotourism, building tree houses so people will spend money in these local communities to come see the lemurs, which gives them a reason for preserving habitat and preserving the lemurs. And then a few years ago, they started this reforestation program with Arbor Day. In 22, they planted their 5 millionth tree, and just last year they hit 6 million. So they're replanting about 1 million trees per year into this habitat that the lemurs will use. One cool thing about this project, there's a lot of them, but one of the cool things is, for the most part, they're planting lemur poop. A lot of these seeds actually do better if they pass through a lemur. And so they can collect the poop with all the seeds that's in that and plant that. So that also guarantees that it's a fruit that the lemurs are eating, that it's going to be a tree that they're going to use. And so, again, from describing the actual gene sequence of these species to replanting trees that produce food that they're going to eat, it's really a comprehensive program. And then last, I'd just like to point out that we have a lot of amazing scientists doing a lot of amazing research in the CCR, but that isn't where all of the science is happening. There's a lot of really valuable science and a lot of really valuable conservation happening throughout the zoo. And it's not the PhDs, it's the keepers who are doing it. For the most part, we learn about mammals. For a lot of these other species, it's hands-on keepers day-to-day learning all about the husbandry of these species. So things like our amphibians, we manage multiple species of amphibians that are critically endangered. Some of them are extinct in the wild. We put over 100,000 individual tadpoles or frogs back into the wild that were bred at the zoo. That's all the keepers figuring out. Some of these frogs go into a refrigerator for the winter to stimulate hibernation. We'll play calls of males to stimulate competition. We'll miss them so they think it's the rainy season. It's all these other things of their day-to-day environment that are really key to breeding these species, and that's all the keepers. It's really hard to see, but the Salt Creek tiger beetle, one of the most endangered insects in the US, is found just outside of Lincoln. And we've worked with several other zoos to develop a way to breed these for reintroduction. The female lays all of her eggs together, and if you let them hatch and live together, they'll start killing each other. The larvae will start fighting with each other and killing each other off. So they found that you have to fish out each individual larva and give them their own bedroom so they don't fight with each other, so that they'll live long enough to be put out in the wild. And so our rate has increased to hundreds of animals per year. And then you wouldn't know it from where we're located, but we have some of the leading experts in coral and fish reproduction in the world. We've done a lot of work with propagating coral that's threatened in the wild. And then just this last year, one of our aquarists started a program with the sunflower sea stars, which is the one up in the corner with lots of different arms, that were wiped out by a disease in the Pacific Northwest. And he's working with our reproductive sciences team to figure out how to breed these animals in zoos to bring them back. So lots of different things going on, not all by the scientists. So as all of you, I assume, are interested in science, and because you're here tonight, you're good at it as well. Just so hopefully you see how many options are out there in science besides just a veterinarian. Veterinarians are amazing, but there's other things too. Everything from 2-year associate degrees for veterinary techs, bachelor degrees, master degrees, PhDs, DBMs. We have a little bit of everything depending on what you're into. There's a lot of ways that scientists and science can help conservation. So please keep that in mind since you're such good, talented scientists. We definitely need your help with conservation. So with that, I'll say thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Jason. I invite Dr. Herrick and our honorary co-chairs are not able to be here tonight. Colonel Janelle Nelson of US Stratcom and Dr. Bernie Lickbar from AFCEA Greater Omaha Chapter are honorary chairs. However, AFCEA Greater Omaha Chapter is represented tonight by Naval Captain Tom Merkel. So he's going to be up there with Dr. Herrick. And here's what we're going to do. I would like to have each of you, when we call your name, to walk up through here. We've got a camera right here that we're live streaming. And then you will be presenting your award. And if you can walk over towards the back corner there, Dr. Herrick and Captain Merkel will be there to take a picture with you with your award. And then you can return to your seat. At this time also, I would like to introduce David Dow, who, as I said earlier, in 1980 started the citywide science fair that became MSCF. But this was not the first science fair he organized. This spring is the 51st anniversary of the first science fair that he organized when he taught at Ashland High School. His former students went on to become engineers, medical doctors, researchers, environmentalists, and even an astronaut. So we are all here today because Mr. Dow started this science fair 45 years ago. Okay, we are ready for the award ceremony part. This is in 3 segments. This first segment will be category awards decided by judges evaluating a group of projects that have a similar topic and discipline. After that, we will move to our special awards that are determined by criteria set by donors who provide special recognition. And then the third part will be the overall awards determined by judges who evaluated projects across all the categories. There is one little thing we've learned over the years. It is possible with these 3 types of awards that a project that does not get first place in its category with these mixed awards we announced may end up earning more prizes than the one that won first place in its category, because there's different judges looking for different things. So if you get third place, that doesn't mean you're out of it. And if you don't get a category award, it doesn't mean you're not getting anything, because you'll probably get a special award. You will be. I guarantee everybody's going to get one. Parents over there are going like, he said it's like they're coming here and watching everybody else's kid get an award. All right. A couple other things before. Just note that the number of category awards depends on the number of entries, and we'll put that up on the screen here. It's also in the program that if you got a QR code for that, it's in there. Categories have fewer than 3 entries. The projects are judged against a standard. So that doesn't mean, oh, I'm the only project in the category, I get first place, of course. No, it's possible that they judge you against the standard. You might get second or third or no award, but I told you you're getting an award. So, so depending on the number of projects in a category, so you'll hear some categories there might only be 1 awardee, some will have 4 awardees. All right. I'm going to call the name of the category awards I'm going to introduce somebody else here in a minute. When Dara calls the name of the category awards, when you hear your name called, come to the front, walk by. David Dow will present you with the plaque and the cash prize. It's in the form of a check. Please remember to cash your check within the next 90 days. I worked with somebody that won an award 2 years ago. Her $100 check we noticed never got cashed. I said, do you want your $100 or not? It's 2 years ago, and it's like, I'll take it. Can't guarantee you're going to be working with me in 2 years, though. So, cash your check. If you cannot cash your check, if something's a problem, let us know, and we can find some other alternative to get that money to you. So, after you receive your plaque from Mr. Dow, you're going to move down the banner. Parents, teachers, others, you can take your student's photograph with Dr. Herrick and Captain Merkel. Okay, let's begin. I'm done talking. I would like to introduce somebody who has done a lot for MSCF, both behind the scenes as well as encouraging many students over the years. We'll talk a little bit about the teacher award in a little bit, but she was our first awardee a number of years ago. I want to introduce from Omaha Burke High School, Dara Rosenberg.
Sorry, like make that go a little bit lower. Not quite as tall as my former 8th grade science teacher. All right, so we're gonna read categories as we said before. When your name is called, please come up. The first category is biomedical engineering. In first place from McMillan Middle School, Anna Dickerson. Our second category is cellular and molecular biology. In second place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Jasmine O'Connor. And in first place from Millard North Middle School, Megna Morphy. Our next category is chemical changes. In third place from McMillan Middle School, Nisa Ahmed. In second place from McMillan Middle School, Kaylee Rio. And in first place from Buffett Middle School, Braden Johnson. Our next category is color sensation. We have one entry for awards in this category from Bennington Middle School, Vivian Winter. Our next category is computer sciences. In third place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Oliver Gura. In second place from Alcorn Valley View Middle School, Aishivira Pandahapurkar. And in first place from St. Cecilia's Cathedral, Joseph Kwapniowski. Our next category is dissolving chemistry. In second place from Buffett Middle School, Isabella Hale. And in first place from Buffett Middle School, Cadence Boson. Our next category is Earth and Environmental Science. In third place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Adrian Beeger. In second place from St. Margaret Mary, we have a team of Evelyn Rye Singer and Libby Hollybaugh. And in first place in the environmental science category from Bennington Middle School, Carson Thorberg. Our next category is energy, sustainable materials, and design. In first place from Millard North Middle School, Thanvi Bhatt. Our next category is engineering technology. We have 3 awards. In third place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Cornell Booth. In second place from Bennington Middle School, Spencer Harding. And in first place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Jennifer Koo. Our next category is food chemistry. We have one award in food chemistry to Buffett Middle School's Lyndon Clark. Our next category is health science behavior. We have 3 awards. From Beveridge Middle School in 3rd place, Daliet Hernandez. In 2nd place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Yul Put. In 1st place from St. Margaret Mary, the team of Sloan Michaels and Ella McMahon. Our next category is health science external factors. We have 2 awards. In 2nd place from Buffett Middle School, David Dadavaya. In 1st place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Leslie Makumbu Bryce. Our next category is material science composites. We have 3 awards in this category. 3rd place, Buffett Middle School, Bridget King. From Beveridge Middle School in 2nd place, Leighton Feeney. And in 1st place, in the material science composites category from Beveridge Middle School, Evan Donnelly. Our next category is material science temperature. We have 3 awards in this category. The 3rd place award goes to Buffett Middle School's Madeline Schneider. In 2nd place from Buffett Middle School, Hayden Simons. And in 1st place from St. Margaret Mary, Winston Matthews. Our next category is microbiology, and there are 3 awards. In 3rd place from King Science and Technology Middle School, Charlotte Dabatsny. In 2nd place from Beveridge Middle School, Tessa Huber. And the 1st place winner in microbiology from King Science and Technology Middle School is Ava Carpenter. Our next category is physical changes. There is 1 award. From Buffett Middle School, in 1st place, Sam Uno. Our next category is physics motion. There are 3 awards. In 3rd place from Bennington Middle School, Cameron Mellon. In 2nd place from Buffett Middle School, Victor Rozier. And the 1st place winner of the physics motion category from King Science and Technology Middle School, Jackson Kosis. Our next category is plant sciences, growth and development. There is 1 award in this category. From Buffett Middle School in 1st place, Henry Dawes. Our next category is plant sciences, soil manipulation. There are 4 awards in this category. In 4th place, from King Science and Technology Middle School, Arabella Bradfield. In 3rd place, from King Science and Technology Middle School, Skylar Lindstrom. In 2nd place, from Buffett Middle School, Alexis Cavan. And in 1st place in Plant Sciences Soil Division, from Bennington Middle School, Andrew Sorrows. Our next category is sensory science. There is 1 awardee. In 1st place, from Elkhorn Valley View Middle School, Sasriyaditha Pahandahapurkar. In our social sciences category, we have 3 awards. In 3rd place, from King Science and Technology Middle School, Kaylee Cummings. In 2nd place, from Bennington Middle School, Nora Johnson. And in 1st place, from Bennington Middle School, Jenna Murray. Our next category is sound. There is 1 awardee in this category. In 1st place, from Beveridge Middle School, Gabriela Perez. And that will conclude our junior division. Congratulations, Jenna. We'll give them just a second to reset. All right, and now we're going to start our senior division categories. Our first category for the senior division is animal behavior. There are 3 awards in this category. From the Zoo Academy in 3rd place, a team, Desiree Wright and Brenna Peterson. In 2nd place from Zoo Academy, Anastasia Mizzle. And the animal behavior 1st place category winner from Zoo Academy, Bailey Wallace. Our next category is animal sciences. There is 1 winner, and he is in 1st place from Zoo Academy, Ethan Rand. Our next category is behavioral and social sciences. There are 3 awards. In 3rd place from Miller North High School, Anushka Saja. In 2nd place from the UNMC High School Alliance, Jeremy Robson. And in 1st place from the Zoo Academy, in Behavior and Social Sciences, Skylar Perota-Dillman. Our next category is biomedical and health sciences. There are 3 awards. In third place from the UNMC High School Alliance, oh, I know. Amir Larifi. She was telling me the first name, but it wasn't that. In second place from Creighton Prep, Ben Pendiala. In first place from Biomedical and Health Sciences from Miller North High School, Anuj Singh. Our next category is Cellular and Molecular Biology. There is one award. In first place from the UNMC High School Alliance, Julia Matos and Nisha Mikituk. Our next category is Computational Biology and Bioinformatics. There is one awardee in this category. They are in first place and from Omaha North High School. They are team Sophia Acosta and Hunter Stoffel. Our next category is Earth and Environmental Sciences. There is one awardee in this category. In first place from the Zoo Academy, Naomi Long. Our next category is Environmental Engineering. There are two awards. In second place from the Zoo Academy, Avery Moores. In first place from Duchenne Academy, the team of Alyssa Moheiser and Hadley McComas. Our next category is Material Science. There is one awardee. In first place from the UNMC High School Alliance, Mercedes Rankin. Our next category is Mathematics. There is one awardee. From Omaha Central High School in first place, Henry Karstens. Our next category is Microbiology. There are two awards. In second place, from Ralston High School, Sean Matthews. In first place from Alcorn South High School, Isha Pandahapukar. Our next category is Plant Sciences. There are two awardees. In second place from Zoo Academy, Lindsay Voorhees. In first place from Zoo Academy, the team of Madison Neely and Addison Eliezer. Our final category is Translational Medical Science. It has one awardee. From the UNMC High School Alliance, Shelby Lee. We will now move on to the special awards to be announced by Jessica Dickinson. Jessica is an MSEF alum who placed at MSEF, Nebraska Junior Academy of Sciences, and presented at the American Junior Academy of Sciences. She's currently a scientist for EA Engineering, Science and Technology.
Hello, everyone. In case you didn't know, we're continuing the lineage of student and teachers. So Ms. Rosenberg, her science teacher was Dan Sitzman, and Rosenberg was my middle school science teacher. So maybe someday one of you can be up here, is what I'm saying. Okay. So special awards are awards that are judged according to guidelines from the donors. Okay. 12 local and national organizations, businesses, and universities have donated over $3,000 in cash, memberships, and materials to recognize projects that align with each award sponsor's mission and goals. Now, before I dig into this, who on the student side, have you started a resume? Raise your hand. Okay, there should be all hands raised, first of all. And second of all, this is a reminder, the awards that you win tonight, when you go home and when you're celebrating, first thing you should do, update your resume. That's the true celebration, okay? So remember to update your resume, okay? Because it's going to be very useful to you. So that's my gentle reminder. Okay, kicking things off with the Society of Women Engineers Omaha. The Society of Women Engineers is the world's largest advocate and catalyst for change for women in engineering and technology. The local chapter of SWE has selected 5 outstanding female engineers with a prize of a gift card. Okay. So let's see, there are 4 second place projects. The first, well, in no particular order for these second place projects. From McMillan Middle School, we have Anna Dickerson. From Elkhorn Valley View Middle School, we have Aisha Hanna-Furkar. From Zoo Academy, we have Avery Morse. And from Duchenne, we have a team, Alyssa Moheiser and Hadley McComas. And now I'm going to announce first place, first for the junior division, and then I'll do senior. So first place, junior division, from Buffett Middle School, my former middle school, Bella Bowers. And Natasha Sittervine, sorry, the team. Bella Bowers and Natasha Sittervine. Both of you. First place, senior division, from Zoo Academy. This is another team duo. We have Madison Neely and Addison Ayashesha. Okay, moving on to the American Chemical Society Omaha chapter. ACS is one of the world's largest scientific societies and the premier home of chemistry professionals. The local chapter has selected 4 projects for the excellence in chemistry, including a cash prize and beaker mug, which is really cool. So, honorable mention, I have 3 honorable mentions. The first one, in no particular order, from Omaha Central High, I have Fran Brennan. From King Science and Technology Middle School, I have Jasmine O'Connor. From Omaha North High School, Emma Holtzclaw. Those were our honorable mentions. Moving on to second place for American Chemical Society. From Millard North Middle School, Thonvi Bott. And we have 3 projects named as first place. We have from Bennington Middle School, Carson Thorberg. From Omaha Central High, Shruti Garapati. And from UNMC High School Alliance, Shelby Lee. Our next special award is from Air and Space Forces Association. The mission of AFA is to advocate and promote aerospace power to favorably shape policy and resourcing decisions to guarantee the strongest aerospace forces in the world. The local chapter has selected 1 junior and 1 senior project that align with this mission. So, the junior first. From King Science and Technology Middle, Prayash. And for the senior division, from Omaha Central High, Fran Brannon. The next special award is from Omaha North High School. As it prepares to celebrate its centennial in the coming year, Omaha North High continues to prepare students for future careers in STEM fields. As judged by North staff and students, 1 middle school project will receive a North High Swag Bag Award for engineering and design. From King Science and Technology Middle School, Anna Lauritzen. Additionally, and 1 middle school project will receive a North High Swag Bag for Outstanding Health Science Project. From King Science and Technology Middle School, Leslie Makumbu Bryce. Next, we have the Mastery Logistics Special Award. Mastery empowers select shippers, carriers, and logistics companies to thrive in complexity. The Computer Science and Logistics Award is a cash prize for 2 projects. In no particular order. King Science and Technology Middle, Elvira Johnson. From Bennington Middle School, Jenna Murray. From the Office of Naval Research is our next special award. Since 1946, thousands of engineers, physicists, mathematicians, oceanographers, meteorologists, inventors, physicians, and other scientists have come to the Office of Naval Research with daring ideas in investigation, invention, discovery, and world-changing advances. ONR, Office of Naval Research, has supported the most outstanding among them, including student science fair participants. Junior Division Naval Science Award receives a medal and certificate. So we have 3, in no particular order. From Bennington Middle School, Vivian Winter. From St. Cecilia's Cathedral, Joseph Kwapanowski. From McMillan, From McMillan Middle School, Annabelle Gibson. In our senior division, Naval Science Award receives a medal, certificate, and a gift card. So we have 3 here. From Zoo Academy, Avery Moores. From Omaha Central High, Jimena Altazar. Our third awardee was unable to attend tonight, but I'll still announce. From Zoo Academy, Michael Whitney. Okay. Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium Special Award. Named the #1 zoo by USA Today again this month. Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium is a longtime advocate for MSCF, with 2024 being the 11th year hosting the fair. Besides the wonderful exhibits, we heard tonight about the world-class research that is based here in Omaha. To encourage student research, the zoo awards a household membership. Ooh, From Beveridge Middle School, Haley Buckley. For our next special award, this is from UNO STEM Trail Center. The STEM Trail Center at University of Nebraska at Omaha supports innovation and literacy at all levels for the betterment of Metro. Tonight, 10 middle school students will receive a kit to continue STEM-related exploration. So it's cool boxes down there, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the 10 middle school students, I'll run through them here, okay? And then you're gonna clap at the end, okay? You're gonna hold it. So here's all 10. George Addy, Jordan Schultz, Aishwarya Panda Parker, Adrian Beeger, Hayden Simmons, Adam Bateman, Henry Dawes, Say Moo, Nevin Gonzalez, and Henry E. Bears. The next special award is from Lauritzen Gardens. A longtime advocate of MSCF, Lauritzen Gardens is a living museum of unique four-season plant displays, maintained to the highest standards consistent with environmental stewardship. As an award for outstanding plant and environmental research, Lauritzen Gardens awards a family membership to 2 projects. First up, we have from King Science and Technology Middle School, Arabella Bradfield. From Omaha Central, Beth Mergens. For this next award, I'm going to ask that Molly Moore with South Dakota Mines come on down. She's going to help hand out this award. So this is from the South Dakota Mines. You may have talked to a representative from South Dakota Mines when you entered tonight, aka Ms. Molly Moore, the beautiful pink blazer. Mines is continually ranked among the best engineering schools in the country for return on investment. The outstanding sophomore project receives a certificate to attend summer camp in Rapid City, South Dakota. From Millard North High School, Pranavi Prakasha. Our next special award is from Midwest Laboratories, an Omaha-based business that analyzes food, soil, plants, animal food, and fertilizer, and delivers science through innovation, teamwork, and dynamic service. Cash prizes are awarded to innovative projects reflecting Midwest Laboratories' areas of focus. So we have 3 awardees for the junior division. Junior division recipients receive a $100 cash prize. From Bedford Middle School, Leighton Feeney. From McMillan Middle School, Kaylee Morris. And from Bennington Middle School, Andrew Soros. The senior division recipients will receive a $300 cash prize. So we have two awardees, an individual and a team. The individual from Zoo Academy, Naomi Long. And then our team from Duchenne Academy, Alyssa Mohiser and Hadley McComas. Okay, it looks like I have come to the last special award category, and this is from the Armed Forces Communications and Electronics Association, Greater Omaha Chapter. AFCEA is dedicated to increasing knowledge through the exploration of issues relevant to its members in information communications and electronics for the defense, homeland security, and intelligence communities. The Greater Omaha Chapter has provided awards at MSCF since the 1980s, with Captain Merkel serving as an honorary chair for MSCF. These projects are invited to set up their displays and converse with professionals at a future AFCEA luncheon, where they will also receive a generous, underline generous, cash prize. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to read through all this. From King Science and Technology Middle School, Oliver Guara. From St. Cecilia's Cathedral, Joseph Krapanowski. From Elkhorn Valley View Middle School, Aisha Panda Parker. From King Science and Technology Middle School, Adrian Beeger. Also from King Science and Technology Middle, Nevin Gonzalez. From Bennington Middle School, Spencer Hartig. From Omaha Central High, Aiden Whalen. From UNMC High School Alliance, Mercedes Rankin. And our final category from Omaha Central High, Henry Carson.
Thank you, Jessica. Few of us would be here today without the enthusiasm, encouragement, and dedication of your teachers who told you about Metro Science and Engineering Fair. At this time, I invite you to join me in a round of applause for your teachers who know In 2004, one of my colleagues had a student teacher who was in a second career of pursuing her dream to teach science. We soon hired her as a full-time teacher. Michelle Ricard sought opportunities throughout each year to provide her students with real-world problem-solving projects that relied on creativity and collaboration. Science fairs were one of the places where students showcased their research. Michelle inspired, mentored, encouraged, and sponsored around 20 projects each year for over a decade until she passed away suddenly in November of 2017. To honor her memory, tonight we recognize a sponsor who, like Michelle, has demonstrated enthusiasm, encouragement, and dedications to her student science research and MSCF participation. I would like to have previous year's recipients for the Michelle Ricard Award please come to the front of the room. And if you look at your program, there's some that are not able to be here tonight. Some have retired. Some were not able to be here tonight. This year's recipient also demonstrates Michelle's skills at collaboration because she is always willing to support other teachers through the paperwork and communications needed for high-level student research. She's also responsible for printing all the certificates for participation that each one of you that received on Friday. And she has the integrity to not blurt out who's won because she's also printed the certificates presented tonight. The 2024 Michelle Ricard Teaching Award includes a plaque for the school provided by Regal Awards and a cash prize sponsored by Midwest Laboratory. The award goes to UNMC High School Alliance teacher, Jamie Burke. The final special award is the Dow Award, sponsored and provided by David Dow, the founder of MSCF. This recognizes a top project in each division that will serve as the alternate to compete should one of our top 6 projects not attend the state science fair next month. So, receiving the Dow Award for junior level, Magna Morthy, Miller North Middle School. And in the senior division, from Omaha Central High School, Shruti Gripati. And before we announce our final awards, MSCF deeply appreciates the support and leadership of the STEM-related entities in our area for their many forms of support for this year's fair and award ceremony. We have a list of sponsors somewhere. List of sponsors. Specifically, we want to thank the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium and Lauritzen Gardens for their partnership with their staff and use of their facilities. In addition, our community benefits from one of the leading organizations in the country for communication with and between STEM entities, the Omaha STEM ecosystem. Let's give a round of applause and appreciation for these people. And we also had 100 judges this year that volunteered their time to judge these projects and provide feedback to you. Teachers, tonight you will get an envelope that has some feedback from the judges for each of your students' projects, as well as some thank you notes from the students themselves that you can read through. And now finally, we want to announce the 6 projects that have been recommended to participate in the Nebraska Junior Academy of Sciences State Fair in 3 weeks in Lincoln. And they will compete against the projects from the other 5 regions across the state. Tonight, each will receive a trophy and a cash prize sponsored by Midwest Laboratories. Once I call your name, please come to the front and remain here after receiving your trophy. Immediately following the ceremony, these students that I will read, their parents and sponsors, we need to meet in the community room, which is directly out the hallway behind the fireplace. And I will brief you on the procedures for the state science fair. And remember, you don't have to be in first place in your category to be top 6. Here they are, in no particular order. Junior division, a 7th grader from Bennington Middle School, digging into growth, Andrew Soros. Andrew is the first Bennington Middle School student that we are aware of that has ever won a top 6 award. Next one is from a school that has won many awards. I think they counted somewhere around 30 that have been in the top 6 over the years. Much to the thanks of Dara Rosenberg when she was a middle school teacher. An 8th grader, H2O Battery, Braden Johnson. Our 3rd junior that qualifies, a 7th grader. I guess I spoke too soon. Andrew was the first. This is the 2nd from Bennington Middle School. Breathe Green, Carson Thorberg. Next one, it has been 20 years since a student from this school is placed in the top 6. An 8th grader from Beveridge Middle School, Bulletproof Plastic, Evan Donley. Our 5th one is from a school that dominated about 20 years ago and then took a break, and now for the 2nd consecutive year has a student going to the NJS, a 7th grader. How far does from St. Cecilia's Cathedral, Joseph Kwasniowski. And our final state qualifier, an 8th grader from Buffett Middle School, Soapy Experiments, Sam Uno. These are your junior division state qualifiers. Remember, I told you you didn't have to place first place in the category to go to state. A 10th grader from Millard North High School, Pranavi Prakash. Of course, we've also had 2 students in the 44 previous years of Metro Science Fair that have placed in the top 6 4 times. Joining them, an 11th grader from Millard North High School, Anuj Singh. Anuj won a national award just recently a National STEM Award. Matter of fact, we had 2 MSCF participants that won that award. And the other one besides Anuj is also going to state, Mercedes Rankin from UNMC High School. Mercedes, I think, has participated in science fair all 6 years since she was in middle school. Here's a student, first time participating in the science fair at MSCF, but will be going to state, a 12th grader from UNMC High School Alliance, Jeremy Robson. This is the first student that we have in our 45 years of records from this high school that will be going to NJAS. From Ralston High School, Sean Matthews. And our final state qualifier from UNMC High School Alliance, a 12th grader, Shelby Lee. Your 2024 state qualifiers from MSCF. All sponsors, before you leave tonight, please pick up your school's envelope containing the engraved names for the first place category awardees to adhere to the first place plaques, as well as the awards for students that were not here today. Well, don't leave yet. One more announcement from the founder of the fair, David Dow.
Good evening, everybody. I'm not sure if you know it, but this young man behind me is going to leave as president this year. He won't be the president next year. Isn't that sad? But we can't let him go without giving him something. So we have a card that someone's bringing. Oh, thank you. Of course, this is Lauritzen Gardens. There are millions of flowers here, right? Millions. Or at least a million. For the carnival. But so we thought we'd get him something like a flower, but we know he's busy and he can't always take care of the flowers. We want to give him something that's really easy to take care of, right? It'll still be good and nice. So we got him a flower.
You got me a plastic plant? Oh.
Okay, we have a real plant actually. This is a peace lily. And hopefully he'll go at that luminarium place somewhere down there. I don't know. Maybe you go there. That'd be a good place. So whatever plant for either his home or his office or wherever he wants to take it, it's up to him. And I'll tell him later about the special meaning of this plant. This is something that's been around. This is a cutting from the plant I've had for over 10 years. And I'm not real good at, growing flowers, so it can last that long. It's not a good real thing. So we want to thank him. He's been through a lot here. I mean, we've had little things like snowstorm, or we had to have it the next day. We had something called COVID. And we had some people that were maybe not being the best. And this year someone got sick. So it's been an easy life, right? So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
As you can tell, I think the people that put this together, we've worked closely together, and I'm just carrying on what Dave started, and I know others will continue on doing, and I'm not going anywhere, I'll still be helping out. But I would want to thank all of you for being here tonight. This concludes the 2024 Science and Engineering Fair. Congratulations to all our participants. Please continue with your endeavors, and we will meet the state qualifiers in the community room in just a couple minutes.
Congratulations, Shelly.